In this video, we'll be installing ElasticSearch on 3-node cluster. 2 nodes will be data nodes and 3 nodes will be master nodes. You can do this process with Ansible. So that's why I've got 3 hosts in here for ElasticSearch cluster, 1 node for Ansible node. And we're gonna use this repository to do that. I will be add this repository to description. You may follow the same steps and you'll be able to install the ElasticSearch. Before installing the ElasticSearch, there is one thing that you need to be careful. It is that the SSH connection. It's really important for the Ansible that you need to connect as a root user with Ansible to host servers. After following these steps, you're gonna install the Ansible, and following these steps you'll be able to copy the SSH key to your Ansible node. But be careful, this command may not work in every environment because of the security. So you may need to change some things on the SSH config file, such as public authentication key, such as permit root login, etc. But after that, if you success to make this connection, you'll be able to ping the old host with Ansible using this inventory file. This inventory file is in for our Elasticsearch cluster. After this on, I will be showing you how to install the Elasticsearch. We got 4 files in here. One is for readme.md, one is for your Elasticsearch configuration. readme.md is a basic guide for you to do these processes. Inventory file is our cluster node informations, and playbooks is basically the tasks that's gonna help us to install the Elasticsearch. First, let's check the configuration file. As you can see, I disabled the security. This will be located in the etc Elasticsearch as Elasticsearch YAML file. You can change the cluster name, you can change the data path, log path, or you can change the discovery seed source, all those variables, or you can add extra variables to this configuration file. Depends on your cluster. And in here we got inventory file. This is basically the nodes that will install the Elasticsearch, and we assign it roles for each cluster in here with these parameters. And as you can see, we define some variables in here. Right in here we are generating Elasticsearch configuration file for each node. You may create a loop for this section, or you may wanna copy and paste like just like I did. And 2 variables right in here, role variables and the name, node name variables. And the things that you must change is that the discovery seed source will the IP addresses right in these 2 parameter. You must change them, and the inventory file, the IP addresses, also you must change them. Okay, let's start the process and install the Elasticsearch on our 3 nodes. First, we're gonna clone this repository to our Ansible node. As you can see, I clone it. Now I will log into my page. I will get into my file. As you can see, the same exact files right in here. Now I will make some changes. Adaptate these files to my environment. First, I've got 3 nodes, so it's not gonna be hard for me. If you got more nodes, you may need to be more careful because you may wanna generate extra configuration files. You may wanna create loop on the Ansible playbook, or if you assign different roles, you may wanna create extra role variables right in here. As you can see, I've got only 2 definitions for roles, master and data, and master only. This will be master and data, 3 of them will be masters. As you can see, I created my variables and added them to here. Okay, if you got extra questions, you can comment them. I will try to help you about it. I will basically gonna change my inventory file. The IP addresses are from my previous cluster. My new cluster got different IP addresses. As you can see right in here, 15. 16, and 17. Okay. Now let's ping the inventory file, see if it works, the root thing and everything else. As you can see, I received success, so it works. Now there are one more thing that I need to change in my configuration file, which is seed hosts and cluster initial master nodes. You're gonna add every host to this parameter, and you will only add 2 master nodes to here. Since I've got 3 nodes and 3 of them are master, I will add all of them to both parameters. 17. Be careful about this, because once you made an error, it is probably gonna require reinstallation, or you may want to manually change the configuration file. As you can see, I disabled the security parameters and define the node roles for every single cluster. Okay, now on I can just run this playbook and install the Ansible to my Ubuntu hosts. But before that, there are very important requirements to do that. First, I'm using a 2.9.6 version of Ansible. As long as it's 2.9.6 or higher, you're gonna run this command. Also, I've got a very successful SSH connection as root user to all my hosts. If you don't fill this criteria, you're probably gonna fail. This is one of the most important. And the third is actually really important. I'm sorry, second is really important. It is that I'm installing this cluster on the Ubuntu servers. Which means that if you are installing to Red Hat or CentOS or anything else, you're gonna need to edit the repository section on the playbook tasks. As you can see, my ElasticSearch repository is an Ubuntu repository. ElasticSearch PCK is based on Debian versions. So if you are using a Debian distribution, you may be able to install this. But if it is another distribution, you're gonna change this URL to your installation. It's very simple, don't be scared. All you gotta do is that adapting to these 2 tasks to your environments. But if you are using Ubuntu or Debian version, you don't need to do anything else. You can just basically go to ElasticSearch official website. As you can see, I use Debian packages right in here. If you are using RPM packages or Docker or Windows or macOS, you're gonna adaptate those URLs, those tasks to your environment. Don't be scared, it's very simple. You may use ChatGPT just like I did. Okay, this was all about the important parts that I needed to touch. There's one more thing. If you want to use this playbook as upgrades playbook, once you made the changes on configuration file and you want to use this playbook to integrate them, you may use this handler. You may want to notify your handler with these tasks, and then it will restart the cluster. But right now I didn't add this parameter, but you may want to do that. That's why I added the handler. Okay, now let's run our Ansible playbook and see the results. It may take some while. I already installed some steps, so okay, let's see. After this installation completes, I will continue my video. For now, I'm gonna pause it. As you can see, all the tasks are successfully completed. Some are okay, some are changed. All tasks have a mission. For example, this updates the servers, this updates the package caches and fix missing dependencies. These tasks basically install the Java and set the Java home, and this creates an Elasticsearch repository. This installed Elasticsearch. Those are just generating Elasticsearch configurations to this location. Okay. As you can see, right in here we got an Elasticsearch YAML that I mentioned previously. which is right in here. It just basically copy and paste it to it. It's generating for every single host different parameters with different parameters, and in here we are starting the Elasticsearch service. Let's check if this Elasticsearch service is up. Systemctl status. As you can see, Elasticsearch is running. Let's check the cluster health right now. To do this, I've got a command. By the way, if I didn't mention, I want to mention it that those are my host names. As you can see right in here. You can find your own hostname by typing this command. Be careful about this too. And right in here, when I check my cluster health, let's see what I'm gonna see. As you can see, I've got 3 number nodes, 2 of them data nodes. It's green status, my cluster name right in here. Let's check the version of the cluster. As you can see, it's the latest available version right now. As I said, this Ansible Playbook installs the latest one. Let's check the nodes, if 3 of them and their roles. As you can see, I've got 1 master, 2 data nodes and masters right in here as I configured. This was all about the Elasticsearch installation on Ansible, and it may give you a basic idea, but after all, every environment requires different things. So if you wanna install Elasticsearch on Ubuntu, you may use this as a beginning, but after all, it may not work too, because depending on your environment and the changes that you are making. So be careful while installing it. Thanks for watching my video. See you.